Good afternoon, Raider baseball fans, and welcome to some Saturday afternoon baseball here on SHN Sports as your Rouse Raiders host the Stony Point Tigers. Tigers come into today's game 6-6 so far on the season. They're 1-4 in District 25 6A, and this is a non-district contest, obviously. Their 2021 record was 15-14 overall with a 7-7 district record. They are coached by Brandon Creek, 4 years as head coach with 60 wins. He's assisted by Travis Larson, Stephen Johnson, and Travis Bounds. They have 7 returning starters. Seniors Perry Raines, Braden Gostisha, Alex Landaverde, and Peyton Owen. They have juniors Lawrence Lara, Kate Crawford, and Brandon Creek. Standings for District 25 6A. Vista Ridge sits atop. They're 9-7-1, 5-0 in district. Westwood at number 2. They're 11-4 overall and 4-1 in district. Vandergrift in the number 3 spot. They're 10-7 on the season and 3-2 overall. Cedar Ridge comes in that 4th spot, 5-9 overall and 3-2 in district play. Round Rock, surprisingly, at 4-10, 2-3 in district play. Hutto in at number 6. They're 4-12 on the season, and they're 1-4 in district. Hutto being a common opponent between Rouse and Stony Point. Stony Point in at number 7, 6-6-2 overall, 1-4 in district play, and rounding out their district in the 8th spot, McNeil at 3-12-1 and 1-4 in district. The Raiders come in 14-4 overall, 4-0 in district. They sit atop sole possession of first place in District 25 5A, and we'll get into that a little bit more in just a moment. The Raiders are coached by Chad Krimping, 20 years as head coach with 442 wins. He's assisted by Josh Harris, Dan LaPaglia, and Will Noble.
Hello. How are you?
Friday's results in District 25 5A. Rouse defeated Eastview 6-2. Leander defeated Georgetown 6-4 and sent Georgetown into 3rd spot, really, overall in District 25 5A. Cedar Park defeated Glenn 3-2, and Liberty Hill bounced back after 2 straight losses, defeating Marble Falls 13-3. The standings in 25 5A, Rouse at number 1, Leander at number 2 now as they defeated Georgetown. Georgetown drops to 3, and they kind of tied with Cedar Park. They're both 3-1 in district, but since they don't have the head-to-head yet, Georgetown and Cedar Park are tied at 3. Liberty Hill in the 5th spot. They're 14-4 overall, 2-2 in district play. Eastview drops to 4-10, 1-3 in district, and Glenn in 7-9 and winless in district at 0-4, and Marble Falls at number 8, 4-8 on the season, and they're 0-4 in district as well. So a great day for baseball here at Raider Field, Johnathan.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me again, Michael. I appreciate the chance to come up here and speak with everybody. It's a beautiful day outside. Got a little bit of a wind blowing out to left field, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that, and maybe Oscar can keep up what he started yesterday and get one up in that jet stream. But definitely going to have to watch out for that with the Stony Point players.
We want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching some Saturday matinee baseball here on SHN Sports. I'm Michael Francis along with Johnathan Kaspar, and we will bring this game and all the action live to you today. Steve is taking the day off to go watch Andrew Kidhill play down at Wharton County Junior College.
Yeah, and Steve said they have a doubleheader today, so that's going to be awesome. And it will be against another former Rouse Raider, last year's walk-off hero in the 14-inning marathon that we played, and that'll be
Keegan
Solomon.
Outstanding group of young men and seniors that graduated last year and took Rouse to their first ever state semifinal appearance and the only school in LISD to ever make a state tournament appearance in baseball.
Yeah, definitely a deep run for them, which was, you asked Coach Crimpine. I'm never going to say it was unexpected, but I think there was that. And, with coming in the 4 seed like we did last year, just creeping into the playoffs, we surprised a lot of people.
It was definitely a big surprise as Rouse mowed through the playoffs to make their way. They defeated some very good baseball teams. Top quality wins versus Cedar Park, New Braunfels Canyon, Gregory Portland. That was probably one of the biggest wins of the season against that team right there. I did see on Twitter there was some highlights for Malachi Lott at the University of Houston, who was their ace pitcher at Gregory Portland. A very humble young man, and met him after the game. Just great people down there.
Yeah, and that was that game where Oscar actually paired up against him in our second game, and that was sort of Oscar's coming out party. I mean, we knew what he could do at the plate with his bat, but when he stepped onto the rubber and really just went toe for toe, pitch for pitch, and just kept us in that game until the offense finally woke up, and we just walked away with that one.
And it was a fun time, and they moved on to Dripping Springs, which was at the time figured to be the team to go to Round Rock and play for the state semifinals versus Hallsville. But Rouse had other things in mind.
Oh, for sure. That was baseball at its finest. Pitchers battle through multiple pitchers and I say multiple on both teams, multiple overall. We ended up with 2, and Colby got to step in and get his first chance on the mound, and just did not.
Disappoint.
He didn't disappoint.
Sure,
Exactly.
Hadn't pitched all season long or since the tournament season.
Correct.
And comes in the playoffs in a very crucial point versus Dripping Springs and was able to close out the game. And then Keegan Solomon with a walk-off hit to, if I remember correctly, score Sam Walsh.
He did. Who had stolen to get into scoring position, and it was, and I love the interview afterwards where they asked him, what did you think about that? He goes, honestly, I thought I hit it out.
And I thought he did too. In fact, if you go back and listen to that broadcast, I thought that he hit it out, and I called it as a hit out. But when you go back and you look at the video on it, you actually see it hits to the bottom of the fence, or right at the.
It was about the fence,
maybe midway up.
Yeah, it was a couple feet down. Unbelievable.
But it scored the go-ahead run, and the Raiders won that second game. And so, what a game it was! A 4.5-hour marathon. And the lineups are being introduced, or not the lineup so much, the defense is being introduced. They're not calling out the lineup, so we'll go through it with ours. On the mound defensively for the Raiders, Colby Diaz. Behind the plate will be Nathan Miller. At first base will be Oscar Salazar. At second base will be Rainer Heinrich. At third base will be Mikey Caputo. At short will be Blake Gonzalez. In left field will be Caden Crow. In center field will be Sam Walsh. And in right field will be Zach Alvarez. Due up for the Tigers in the first, Marcus Leschuk will lead off. He's the catcher for the Tigers. He will be followed by number 29, Anthony Landaverde, their shortstop. And number 15, Cedric Orozco, will be at first base. And that is your lineup due up. Thank you, Mr. Leppa, for the water. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and once again, you'll see a couple of new faces out there, as Coach Crimping loves to do in situations like this. Non-district game, not that it is not an important game, because you still want to win every opportunity you have. But at the same time, you're going to see some guys out there getting an opportunity to show Coach, what they're capable of doing, and obviously contributing to the overall success of the squad. So it's awesome to see that. I see some seniors in left and center field and in right field. It's a full senior outfield that we'll have for the Rouse Raiders today.
Marcus Leschuk will work his way to the plate. And we are just about to get underway here in Leander.
It looks like Nathan's giving a little quick discussion with Colby just to make sure they're on the right call signs and no mix-ups early. Nathan getting an opportunity behind the plate again after coming off of a little bit of a stretch groin that he had on first base. But he's 100% healthy and giving a thumbs up and ready to go.
Diaz winds and he deals a fastball down and away for ball one. It's baseball time in Texas. The 1-0 delivery, a fastball that is cut on and hit foul down the left field side for a strike, and that will even things up at 1.
And right away, we get to see some of that wind that we were talking about pregame. That took a one hop right off the foul fence, and it wasn't squared up very well. So we'll see how that plays out.
The 1-1 pitch, a breaking ball in for a called strike. And the count goes 1-2. The 1-2 pitch, a fastball cut on and missed for strike 3. Colby Diaz, the Texas State Bobcat commit, picks up his first strikeout and out of the afternoon. Yeah. That will bring up number 29, Anthony Landaverde, their shortstop.
You like to see that from Colby, working all those pitches early in the first batter just to see what's working well for him today.
First pitch offering. This is hit back up the middle. Gonzalez has it to throw to first. Pulls him off the bag, and Landaverde will beat that one out. It's deep in the hole and ranging, so I don't know that I would call that an error per se.
No, that was one that he had to make run a long way to get on it, and was obviously getting the ball in the glove with a little off. Wasn't able to get the feet underneath him, so I agree.
Number 15, Cedric Orozco, the first baseman, will stand in. 1 on with 1 out here in the top of the first. A breaking ball misses inside for ball 1. Throw over to first will not be in time as Landaverde dives back in. This game last year, Coach Crimping gave his starters a rest, a fastball in for a strike, and opted to play guys who hadn't had any playing time, and Stony Point just flat wore us out. Throw over to first, a little high and not in time as Landaverde dives back in.
Those extra guys getting some time to play like that, I definitely has served them well, going into this year. Blake starting in that game off the rubber, and I'll tell you what, he's really been doing well this year.
Breaking ball, cut on and missed. He went around for strike 2. Unable to check his swing, which it looked like it was going to be a strike anyway, but he didn't call it a strike, and he just directed that the batter went around. The 1-2 pitch, that's fouled off.
Yeah, I think that was a little on the outside. And it will be interesting again also to see how these umpires are going to, the pitcher has to get a feel for what the umpire is going to like. Does he like it up, down? Obviously, we hope that he doesn't like all of it and can sit with one position or the other.
The 1-2, a breaking ball, a swing and a miss, and Miller will just let the runner advance on the strikeout. Diaz picks up his second punch out of the inning. And Landaverde will pick up a stolen base.
Yeah, that ball was a little low in the dirt. You know, that would have been a hard one to really get up on. Batter was crowding the plate as well.
That will bring up the pitcher, number 20, Lawrence Lara. And that's going to go to the backstop, and Landaverde will move to third on the wild pitch. And this may exactly be why coach is pitching him a little bit, kind of work some of the rust off of him. And, the thoughts were maybe might be pitching next week sometime.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a little time. I think they're still going to keep him on a pitch count, so we'll have to keep an eye on that.
The 1-0 misses outside for ball 2. 2-0 the count to Lara. Riley Polson, the designated hitter, on deck. Breaking ball in for strike. And the count will go 2-1.
It looks good with that pitch. Not a single problem with that. Very crisp. A lot of movement there.
2-ball, 1-strike count to Lara. Landaverde at third. 2-1, a breaking ball cut on, hit foul, and that will even the count up at 2.
Yeah, Lara is a very effective batter, and he brings a big stick. He's a big kid, very big kid.
Deuce is wild for Lara. Fastball, this is a chopper, hit up the middle. Heinrich has it, throw to first in time, and that will do it. 4-3 on the punch out, on the put out of Lawrence Lara to end the inning. They get no runs on one hit. They leave one, and after a half, we're still scoreless here in Leander. Due up for your Raiders in the bottom half. Heinrich, Salazar, and Caputo.
Yeah, with that little chopper that he had, good speed. That would have been a bang play, I believe. But like I said, he's a big guy. He doesn't quite get up the line like some of these smaller, faster guys do. So made a little bit of more of a routine play there.
Right.
Got some nice music working here. Compliments of Don Miller and old Mike Aleppa's getting his chance to work both the scoreboard and the walk-up music for the players.
Right.
See how that goes for the rest. Because I did that last night, and I'll tell you what, it takes a little getting used to make sure everybody gets that walk-up music out there for the batters.
It does, and unfortunately, when half innings happen like this and music plays for an extended period of time, YouTube occasionally copyrights and will block the broadcast.
Interesting. Didn't know that.
Yeah,
we'll
for copyrighted material. So that's one thing with it. We've already had one that's been blocked so far this season, and there are methods you can go in there to try to remove it so that the game will be available. So I've done that with one. Hopefully, we won't have to face that too much more. Just the way their algorithms are set up and pick stuff up. So usually, if we keep talking, then it usually won't
because we're over the
block
top.
It out, right?
We're over the top.
Yeah, we're kind of over the top of it. So that's why we usually try to keep going.
That's definitely a good thing to know. I appreciate you telling me that. So we don't want everybody not having an opportunity to enjoy the game from home or on the road or wherever you may be. Always join us. That's why we do this, and let everybody at home be able to enjoy the game.
Defensively for the Tigers, Lawrence Lara on the mound. Marcus Leschuk behind the plate. Cedric Orozco at first. Joaquin Olvera at second. John Nutt at third. Anthony Landavera at short. Julian Cohen in left field. Alex Hall in center. And Austin Mutcher in right. Rainer Heinrich will step to the plate for the first time this afternoon.
Narnar Heinrich.
Oscar Salazar on deck. Lara, right-handed pitcher. And he will wind and deliver. This is cut on and chopped foul down the left field side for strike one.
Yeah, and Laura's on the plus side of velocity. He can come at you upper 80s and has several good pitches that he brings. So that'll be interesting to see if he keeps our batters off balance.
The 0-1 delivery. Heinrich lays off for ball one. And I'll tell you what, that looked pretty meaty from here.
Yeah, I think again, getting a feel for what he's going to do. A little outside, maybe a little low as well.
The 1-1, this is hit up to third. Nutt has it. The throw to first will not be in time and pulls the baseman off the bag into foul territory. A question of whether or not that would have been out. Heinrich definitely had the speed on it, so it would have been a close call at first. I'm going to give him a single.
Okay.
Well, now we'll give him a base hit. I did the same thing for Landaverde.
Yeah, waiting to see what the okay. We get an agreement from Aleppo over there. That may be the first time in a while.
He went with us. Salazar takes for strike one. One on with nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Mikey Caputo on deck. Lara takes a look over at first. He comes set. He deals. A swing and a miss for strike one. Or strike two, rather.
Had a great jump on that one, Rayner did. I mean, the catcher wasn't even going to try. There was no reason.
Picks up the stolen base. Dirties up that uniform. 0-2 the count to Salazar. Pitch from Lara outside, and Salazar chases for strike three. And the first out, and that will bring up the third baseman, Mikey Caputo.
Yeah, interesting on that one. He's living on the outer half of the plate. Lara is. Unfortunately, Oscar wasn't really very close to that one. Hard to say whether that would have been a call to strike or not.
Zach Alvarez actually hitting in that number 4 spot this afternoon. This is cut on and hit foul and out of play for strike one.
Yeah, Zach had a great outing a few games back, going 3 for 3. It was a great position there. He definitely brings a big stick.
The other common opponent that these two teams have between each other was Hutto. As Hutto and Rouse faced each other back in the LISD tournament. Breaking ball gets the outside corner for strike two.
Still living on the outer half, and it's been very effective early in this game. We'll keep an eye on that.
0-2 the count to Caputo. Caputo calls time. We'll step out. Heinrich extending his lead at second. Nobody really holding him on. And I say that, and Olvera moves over to second. Pitch down and away, and will get by. The catcher, Leschuk.
Yeah, Mikey actually went to offer at that and thought second of it, without coming around. So that was good. Good take.
Heinrich advances on the wild pitch. And Caputo takes for ball two. 2-2 the count. From the stretch, the 2-2 pitch. This is cut on and hit out toward left. This could go over his head, and it goes to the fence. That will score Heinrich, and the Raiders take an early lead in this game as Caputo with a stand-up double. That will bring up the right fielder, Zach Alvarez.
Yeah, just got enough of that one. Little inside on the hands. He turned on it very nicely with the fastball in the inside half of the plate and was able to get it over the head.
First pitch offering spins Alvarez out of the box for ball one.
A little sweet chin music.
Don't know how sweet it was. That might have hurt. It made contact. 1-0 the count. The pitch from Lara. That's high for ball 2.
Always interesting to see. Obviously, didn't give up a home run on that, but with a double and a deep ball, he's coming back pretty strong, trying to.
The 2-0 delivery. This is hit and foul. It stays in the field, but Roscoe and Leschuk unable to get to him.
Big foul territory.
2-1 the count to Alvarez. 1 on with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Alvarez takes for a strike, and that was right down the middle. And the count evens at 2. Colby Diaz on deck. The 2-2 pitch, that's hit back up the middle. And Caputo caught in no man's land, and he's going to be tagged out in the fielder's choice.
Yeah, that ball looked like it was possibly going to get past Lara on the mound, and he was able to stab at it and collect that ball. And unfortunately, like you said, Mikey was caught in no man's land there, and got the out, on the little run around.
That went 4-5-4 on the putout of Caputo. That will bring up Colby Diaz. He swings and misses for strike 1.
Colby's still trying to get things going for this season. It's still early, He'll come into form, I'm sure, but he's pressing a little bit.
The 0-1 pitch is fouled off for strike 2. Raiders have a runner at first. Those nasty fielder's choices, right? Lara comes out. He'll step off and throw to first, and that will not be in time as Alvarez gets back safely. Blake Gonzalez on deck. Gonzalez started the game versus Eastview last night, going 3 innings, allowing 1 run. The 0-2, and they called balk. He did balk because he did not disengage before he spun around.
I think we had one of those, was it last night, Michael, that we had one of those same situations?
Where Reyes balked. Yeah, but we had 2 runners on at the time, and they were awarded second and third, respectively. The 0-2, that stays high for a ball. And the count goes 1-2.
Great thing about that, gets him in scoring position.
Lara comes set. The 1-2 pitch, that's chopped on and hit to third. A throw to first. That will be an error on John Nutt for the throw over to first. Diaz will reach on the error. That's an E5. And the Raiders have runners on the corners for Blake Gonzalez.
Almost looks like Nutt didn't quite have control of that when he went to throw it. It sort of came out more like a shot put and just didn't have the distance to make it to first without a bad hop.
Nathan Miller on deck as Gonzalez steps in the box. And Jack Knight, courtesy running for Diaz. Lara comes set. He deals fastball. Throw down to third will go into left field, and that will score Alvarez. And Knight will advance to third. So that will go as an E2.
You know, Coach Creek is not happy about what he's seeing right now in this inning. It's just been a few bad plays in a row and just allowing those runners to keep running, keep advancing on those bases. And we've got another one at third base and ready to score.
Lara comes set. The 1-0 delivery. That's fastball down the middle for a strike. And that will even things up for Gonzalez. One on with 2 outs. Jack Knight standing at third. Pitch down and away for a ball, and the count goes 2-1. Again, Raiders doing damage with 2 outs. Much like they did against Eastview last night.
They did, and that's starting to show signs of what we were all about last year.
2-1, a fastball on the outside corner for strike 2, and Leschuk points down to first, as though he was appealing, and it was a called strike, so interesting on that look down to first. Lara takes a long look in and comes set, and he delivers. This is cut on, and this is hit deep in the hole. That will score. Knight running for Diaz, and Gonzo has him a RBI single.
Great play by the shortstop there to keep that from getting a slow roller in the left field. Could have easily allowed Blake to advance to second with that ball dying. So he did a great job of at least corralling it and keeping it in the infield for a single.
Nate Miller will come to the plate. Gonzalez extending his lead at first. Pitch from Lara outside for ball 1. Miller, the 7th batter of the inning. Throw over to first will not be in time. Raiders have scored 3 in this inning. Swing and a miss on a foul ball. He said he fouled it off.
That's an interesting one. I mean, obviously, umpire's going to hear some things that we can up here, but I wasn't sure that I saw much contact with that swing.
I didn't think so. I thought it was the cover swing and moving Gonzo down to second. But Mr. Alepa assures that it was a foul tip, and we will go with Mr. Alepa.
Well,
we will
defer
to Mr. Alepa. And ball misses outside, and the count goes 2-1 to Miller. Caden Crow on deck for the Raiders. 2-1 pitch from Lara. That's inside and almost gets Miller, and Gonzalez will move down to second on the pass ball by Leschuk.
All right, now we've got it right with the. I never brought him back from second earlier, so I was.
The 3-1. This is a pop up and infield fly. Joaquin Olvera underneath it and makes the catch, and that will do it for the Raider first. Raiders get 3 runs on 3 hits, and they leave 1. After 1 complete, it's 3-0 Raiders. Diaz out to pitch another inning.
Yeah, speaking of, with obviously Colby starting this game, I hit on it a little bit earlier. We'll see how long he stays out there. I think we've got Georgetown coming up on Tuesday, And that's going to be a very, very big game. They're going to be coming off that loss for Georgetown to Leander last night. You know, they're going to come out firing, you know, and ready to really prove that they belong in that 6th spot in the state rankings that they were in prior to that loss to Leander. So we'll have to see what Monday shows for the new rankings.
Look to see if there's any other defensive changes. I see none. Which we will see some other players getting some playing time today.
Starting the Tigers off, designated hitter, number 45, Remy Paulson.
Due up for the Tigers in the second, Polson, Hall, and Nutt. Polson hitting for the second baseman, Joaquin Olvera.
Another really big kid. Oh, sorry, Michael.
Alex Hall on deck. This is a tall right-handed batter. First pitch offering, fastball misses low for ball 1.
Yeah, and tall, and he stands very upright in the box. Really hands high, just makes him look that much more.
1-0. This is chopped on and hit foul for strike 1. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses low on the outside corner for ball 2.
Not really sure where that missed.
A 2-1. A breaking ball gets by Miller for ball 3.
Uh-oh.
3-1. He went around for strike 2.
And Michael, we didn't have the on-deck batter get that pass ball earlier. Somebody else came from the dugout and grabbed that one.
That's going to be an error on Alex Hall. Fastball down the middle catches Polson looking.
Oh, nothing wrong with that one for sure.
For the first out of the inning and the third punch out of the game for Colby Diaz.
Batter almost looked like he was looking for something different. He maybe thought he was coming back with a breaking pitch and just really caught him on his heels.
John Nutt on deck. Breaking ball in for a strike. Diaz looking to hit his rhythm. 0-1, a fastball in for strike 2. Hall down in the count, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, a breaking ball. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Hall retired looking, but, I mean, it was...
That glanced off the almost caught shirt.
Right.
It was so far inside and broke crisply, but...
He just I think if you move out of the way, he's going to call the strike. And he did. He turned to keep from being hit.
Yeah, it's almost like he gave the ump plenty of opportunity to really see that ball come in, you know.
First pitch to Nutt, misses down and away for ball 1. 1-0 pitch. That fouls off the bat on a pitch that was in on the handle.
Yeah, that was almost a defensive get out of the way, and he got the bat up and to get a little foul on that. He was a little almost running away from that one.
It looks like they got some nachos if you want some cheese. That pitch misses for ball 2.
We missed out on that last night. We called up for some nachos, and up came the chicken sandwich sliders and the pepperoni rolls.
Pitch down and away for ball 3. 3-1 the count to John Nutt.
What was that, Mr. Alepa?
Fastball. It's cut on and hit the first. The throw to first just barely in time as it gets by Gonzalez, so that will brush away any error.
Yeah, you got to love the coverage there.
So that will go 4-3. Reiner Heinrich backing up Oscar Salazar and able And Colby Diaz having the presence of mind to cover first, so that will go 4-1.
Correct. Yeah, Oscar couldn't recover, off that ball. But again, Rayner being in position. That's why everybody converges, right? Everybody's moving. Nobody's out of the play. Don't sit there on your heels watching the game play, right?
Right.
Get in there and be part of it. And Colby obviously showing that senior presence and getting over there and covering the bag and picking up Oscar. It's awesome to see that.
We want to take a moment to recognize our home run sponsors. The Recon Shop. Does your vehicle still have hail damage from the April 15th hailstorm? You still have until April 14th to file your claim. If you need help filing a claim, contact the Recon Shop at 512-290-4245. We would love to walk you through the claim process, even if you don't have hail. The Recon Shop also specializes in minor dents, door dings, creases, and other large dents that do not require paint. For before and after views of what all we can do, visit our website at thereconshop.com. We also want to recognize Austin Summit Group Realty. Austin Summit Group Realty is proud to support Rouse Raider Baseball and their amazing group of boys and coaches. ASG has been in business for over 22 years and has been ranked in the top 10 by the Austin Business Journal year after year. If you need help with anything real estate please call Mike or Chrissy Caputo at 512-671-HOME. That's 512-671-HOME. Leading off the second for the Raiders will be the left fielder, number 14, Caden Crow. Laura on to pitch the second. And that ball sails high for ball one.
I'd love to see Caden Crow keep up what he's had. Every opportunity he's had, he's batting 500 on the season right now, making every.
Have some activity going in the Raider bullpen. Can't quite see who it is. That pitch misses for ball two.
And I've got a pole in my way. Who put a light pole right there?
Number 11, I believe that is Colin Correjo. The 2-0 delivery, the inside fastball for a strike, and the count will go 2-1. Sam Walsh on deck. 2-1 the count to Crow. 2-1 pitch. This is hit back up the middle to Lara. He will play it, lob it to first, and that will do it. 1-3 on the putout of Crow. That will bring up the courtesy running specialist, Sam Walsh, getting his opportunity to play today.
I'll get that right. I don't know that he's been caught in quite a while. Maybe that even dates back into last season.
Rainer Heinrich on deck. First pitch offering a swing and a miss for strike one. He may have gotten a part of that. And Mr. Lepa says, yes, indeed, he did.
We need some statisticians like they have in the bigs, right? Where we can call something like that out and say, hey, how long has it been since he's actually got caught stealing a bag, and
right,
have somebody in our ear.
Well, let me tell you, Mr. Raider, and pull out the information. Pitch misses for ball one. That will even things up.
I thought that was Alepa's job, to be giving us our stats for our players.
1-1. This is chopped on and goes foul down the left field side. That will go all the way to the fence. And the count will go 1-2.
Hey, we wanted to know, how long has it been since Sam Walsh has been thrown out on the base path?
Yeah, come on, Mr. Raider. The 1-2 pitch, that's outside for ball two, and that will even things at 2.
Trying to chip away at the corner.
Oh, we talked nachos, and Chrissy Caputo brings Mr. Alepa a whole bowl of nachos. Another chopper hit foul down the left field side, and the count will stay even at 2. What, no jalapenos, Mike?
As much as I would love to have some of that Miss Caputo, unfortunately, there'd be a lot of crunching going on in this microphone, and I'm not sure Michael or the fans at home would enjoy that.
You just have to hit mute, right? Mute yourself out. The 2-2 pitch, this is cut on and hit out left center. This is going to fall in Sam Speed He might be able to leg it out all the way to third, and he is going to slide into third safe with a triple. How about that?
Taking 100% advantage of being able to play in this game. I mean, that's a senior that is loved by every player in that dugout for what he contributes running. And then you get a chance to see that going shopping at the gap, as we like to say, and getting a triple. It's awesome.
Rainer Heinrich will dig in. He's 1 for 1. He singled back in the first. Pitch from Lara. That's letter high fastball for strike one. One on with one out here in the second. 0-1. This is lifted high into left. And over the fence, it's a home run for Rainer Heinrich. Oh, my goodness.
Number 2 on this early season for that sophomore. Unbelievable.
That was lifted high into left and ended up going over the fence.
Uh-oh, they brought the hammer out, folks.
And the Raiders extend their lead to 5 as Oscar Salazar will come to the plate. Salazar 0 for 1. He struck out in the first.
And the left fielder on that hit by Rainer sat on it, looked like. And then next thing you know, he looks over his head.
Fastball. This is hit into right for a base hit. As Salazar jumps on the first pitch. And that will bring up Mikey Caputo. Caputo with a stand-up double his last time up. And later caught in a fielder's choice by Zach Alvarez in the pickle. Alvarez on deck. Wow, I don't know where that one missed. That was a nice-looking pitch.
As the old saying goes, too perfect?
Maybe. He hit his spot, and it was definitely a strike, but didn't get the call.
Catcher didn't even have to move.
The 1-0 delivery. Same spot, and he gets the call strike that time.
I guess the difference, that was the fastball. Previous pitch was a off-speed breaking pitch, and I guess the movement fooled the ump.
1-1, the count to Caputo. Pitch, breaking ball inside for a strike. I guess he did. He must have been listening to our broadcast.
Yeah, that was definitely on the inside again, almost catching the shirt there of Caputo.
1-2, the count to Caputo. Salazar takes off. The throw down to second will not be in time as Leschuk throws high, and Salazar will pick up a stolen bag. And the count will even at 2 for Caputo. The 2-2 pitch, a fastball. This is hit to first, and Orozco will play it and get the out.
Yeah, similar to Caputo's last at bat, you know, a little in. He didn't quite barrel up that shot that he had the double on, and that one really jammed him inside and just a slow roller right over to first.
Salazar advances to third, so that's as good as a bunt as Caputo hit into the fielder's choice. First pitch offering from Lara, a breaking pitch in for strike one.
Yeah, you always look for an effective at bat. Even though that was, like you said, as good as a bunt. It was as good as a bunt, even though that's not what was called, but very effective.
The 0-1 pitch, that's a high cutter. for ball one. Colby Diaz on deck. 1-1 count to Alvarez. Pitch misses low for ball two.
It's interesting, even with that wind the way it's been, I still see that left fielder playing pretty shallow.
2-1 pitch, a breaking ball hangs high for ball three, and Alvarez in a 3-1 count. Everything that I'm not supposed to have, brother.
Too many carbs, huh?
There is some activity going in the Tiger bullpen. This is a high towering foul ball and goes out of play for strike two. And the count goes full to Alvarez.
Wynn tried to bring that one back in or keep it in play.
Lara takes a long look in. And that pitch misses for ball four. Lara gives up his first free pass of the night. I want to say that may be Peyton Owen that was getting loose. Colby Diaz will step back up to the plate. Diaz reached on an error his last time up, and he hits this one out to shallow right center, and Olvera will camp underneath it and make the catch, and that will do it for the Raiders' second.
Yeah, great play by the second baseman. Get to the spot, set your feet, read what the ball's going to do when they're popped that high. Good job.
But the Raiders get 2 runs on 3 hits, and then they leave one. Actually, it looks like they left 2. And we'll go to the third. They're leading this one 5-0 over the Tigers. We'd like to recognize Brows by Hattie. Hey, ladies, get your brows done with Brows and Such by Hattie. Semi-permanent makeup applied to perfection. Get the shape you've always wanted and keep it. Save time applying your brows, eyeliner, and lip blush. Wake up every day looking absolutely fantastic. Check out Brows and Such by Hattie on Facebook and Instagram and book an appointment today. I want to thank all of our sponsors, Recon Shop, Brows by Hattie, and Summit Group Realty for their sponsorship of Rouse Raider Baseball. We do have a pitching change. Colin Correjo will come on in relief of Colby Diaz. And look to see if we have any other changes. Looks like. Let's see. Colby Diaz is out of the game for now. No other defensive changes.
Yeah, everybody else still looks to be the same defensively. Looks like Colby, 30 pitches, 29 pitches, 19 for strikes. So that's a great 2-inning outing for him. And then we get a little work with Colin Correjo, who actually has not pitched in several weeks. This was his first chance after coming back from the eye injury.
Julian Cohen will step in for the first time as he swings and misses for strike one. Cohen, Mutcher, and Leschuk due up. This is cut on and hit high to left and goes foul for strike two. Correjo, a tall right-hander. The 0-2 delivery, a breaking ball cut on and missed for strike 3. And the Raiders get the punch out for the first out of the inning.
And basically picking up where he's left off. He's been very effective earlier in the season pitching, throwing for a lot of strikes, and he shows it there.
Austin Mutcher will step in. I missed that call. Hey, Mr. Kelch, how are you doing? Clay Kelch, former manager for the Raider baseball team.
I thought it was the freshman 15 you're supposed to gain, not lose. You're looking very slim there, sir.
Yeah, freshman 35. Two and one the count. A swing and a miss for strike 2. Actually, that was strike 3. He had his signs reversed. And that will do it. Correjo with back-to-back strikeouts.
We're visiting here in the dugout and missed a couple of those calls, it looks like.
Right.
Gotta love it when the Rouse alumni come back home to visit.
Les Chuck will dig in. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Correjo from the windup, the 1-0 delivery. A fastball misses low. And Les Chuck in a 2-0 count. Correjo winds and deals a 2-0 pitch. This is lined into left, and this will be a base hit for Les Chuck.
Tell you what, he didn't miss that. He hammered that one.
Courtesy runner coming in for Les Chuck.
Number 2.
Brandon Creek, coach's son, coming in to courtesy run for the catcher.
Yeah, normally starting shortstop.
Anthony Landaverde will step in, and he'll take for strike 1. Landaverde 1 for 1 as he hit for a single in the first. This is hit foul into the bullpen for strike 2, and that was a hard swing right there.
Yeah,
He's way out in front of it.
Keeps the third base coach on his toes over there when he gets a rocket shot at him like that.
Throw to first will not be in time as Creek dives back in. Nothing in 2 the count to Landaverde. The 0-2 pitch, a breaking ball. This is hit up the middle. Gonzalez has it. He backhands it to throw to first in time. And what a stretch out by Oscar Salazar. And that will go 6-3 as it was hit deep in the hole. And Blake Gonzalez with the throw over to first.
Yeah, didn't have enough time to get around on that. But played the very beautiful backhand and came up throwing.
The Tigers get no runs on one hit. They leave one. And after 2.5, it's 5-0 Raiders. Due up for the Raiders in their half of the third. Gonzalez, Miller, and Crow.
We'd like to announce our corporate sponsor, Rouse and Such by Hattie. Hey ladies, get your Rouse done. Rouse and Such by Hattie. Semi-permanent makeup applied to perfection. Get the shape
Applied to perfection.
Same
Rouse by Hattie.
Inlet lunch. Wake up every day.
Lawrence coming back out on the bump. No change there offensively for Stony Point.
Georgetown also playing today. I'm not sure about other teams across the district, but I do know that Georgetown is playing.
Tell you what, looks like Mr. Lawrence Laura comes into this inning 55 pitches so far, 34 for strikes.
Who's that creeping through my window?
Shortstop, number 3.
Blake Gonzalez leading off the third for the Raiders. Lawrence Lara on the mound for the Tigers. First pitch offering. That's hit down to first base. Orozco has it. We'll step on the bag, and that will be it.
Quickly.
One pitch, one out.
Very, very fast.
And that will bring up Zach Oliver. No, actually, Nathan Miller. My apologies.
How about his catcher, number 21, Miller?
Do see some similarities in build. Alvarez and Miller look kind of similar in their build.
Built like linebackers, you know?
Yeah. Lara winds and deals outside for a ball.
Of course, a couple years difference, you know, similar to watching Heinrich and Sparshoe up there.
The 1-0 pitch. This is hit down the left field line.
Absolutely.
And Miller is going to round second with a stand-up double. Now, conversations with Coach Crimpine, and we were talking yesterday, and he's like, you know, I can't say that we have a bad batter in the lineup. We can hit up and down the line.
Yeah, that's even holding true with some of the non-starters approaching this game.
Crow takes for a ball.
It's a great problem to have when you can plug anybody in and still have an effective batter at the plate. Helps you set up the lineup a lot easier.
The 1-0 to Caden Crow. It's high for ball 2. Sam Walsh on deck. Crow hit back to the pitcher his first time up. He takes for a strike.
It was one of those borderline up in the zone pitches, but he
Crow
gave it to him.
He's a taller batter, so that might be why. The 2-1 pitch. This is hit over to short. The throw over to third in time to get the lead runner. Landaverde to Nutt. That will go 6-3 on the put out of Miller in the fielder's choice.
Oh, and we had a didn't know if anybody caught that. We had somebody coming in to run for Nathan Miller.
Oh, that is Caden Kaspar. I did not catch that.
Yeah, I just did as I saw the after the slide at third, and he turned around and popped up.
With Miller playing catcher, yes, absolutely. Walsh will take for a ball.
You'd like to see that roller to shortstop with the batter at second base would take off and then pause, at least give something in the view of the shortstop, make him think twice, maybe hesitate and give the.
No, it's inside. Les Chuck's throw down to second will not be in time as Crow dives in safely. 3-0 the count to Sam Walsh. Sam 1 for 1 with a stand-up triple. Or, no, not stand-up, but a triple his last time up. He legged it out. The 3-0. That's high for ball 4. And Walsh draws the 4-pitch walk.
Again, I know we're not on ground level, so seeing that height, it's very difficult up here, but honestly looks to be the same pitch that was called a strike a moment ago.
All right. Rainer Heinrich will come up to the plate. He is 2 for 2 with a single and a home run. And he's saying, hey, I want to hit for the cycle. I need a double and a triple. He'll take for a ball.
With his speed, he's very capable of getting that elusive triple, when you're trying to go for a cycle.
1-0 the count. 2 on with 2 out. Runners at first and second. Pitch, breaking ball gets the outside corner for a strike, and that will even things up. Oscar Salazar on deck. Lara has a sign, and Heinrich calls time to step out.
Yeah, we're not getting to see the Heinrich duo today, taking the field at the same time. Carter getting a little bit of a break at behind the plate at catcher.
Getting some rest. 1-1. Throw down the third. Is in time, and Crow caught stealing for out number 3. That will go 2-5.
Just had to pause on that one. Coach Crimpine sitting at third, just staring at Cade Crow. Not really sure what happened there, but unfortunately he was thrown out trying to steal third.
That will do it for the Raiders. They get no runs on 1 hit. They leave 1. And after 3 complete, it's 5-0 Raiders. Colin Correjo back on to pitch the 4th. And due up for the Tigers, Orozco, Lara, and Polson. We do have some activity going in the Raider bullpen.
Maybe Jack Knight, possibly.
Heard Landon Miller, but I haven't seen Landon Miller pitch yet. Number 10, that's Landon Miller.
Is Landon.
That's the regular time center fielder for the Raiders.
And we do have a defensive change at shortstop. We have Joseph Sparshoe coming in.
So while the umpire's writing it down in his stuff, I'm going to write it down on mine.
Yeah, that tipped me off watching Coach Crimpine come out.
Right.
I saw that. I'm like, oh, heads up. Let's see what's going on.
Any other defensive changes?
Everything else looks the same in the outfield.
Correjo from the windup. First pitch offering gets away from Miller for ball 1. Orozco, the first baseman for the Tigers. We have another on-deck fielding error on Lawrence Lara.
I think he's the designated foul ball.
They did not check
player.
in. They did not check in with me. And Orozco with a leadoff single to left.
Another very crisply hit ball to the hot corner over there at third.
Now pitcher number 20, Lawrence Lara.
Lara 0 for 1. He grounded to second his first time up. Correjo will go to the stretch. Checks Orozco at first. Comes home. A breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike. The 0-1 delivery, a swing and a miss on another breaking ball.
Great movement on that one. I mean, it just looked like it was just going to die right there over the top of the plate and just broke outside.
Nice looking slider. Goes across the plate, the 0-2, and catches Lara looking, another slider.
Yeah, right on the
for
corner.
strike 3.
You know, Lara should know about that one. He was living out there the whole time for the first 2 innings, and that's exactly what Correjo did there, is just touch the outer half of the plate and left him standing there.
Riley Polson will come to the plate, the designated hitter. He's 0 for 1. He was caught looking back in the second. Diaz punched him out.
In that very upright stance.
First pitch, this is lined over to Caputo and out of his glove. That will be an E5. E5 allows the runner to advance because he could have thrown Orozco out.
Now batting center fielder number 16, Alex.
And that's what you hate giving away, is those free outs.
Yeah, you know, it's almost he didn't know he got it. He had to jump to get to the ball.
He played
did a
it
great
well.
job. Yeah, did a great job there, but didn't understand that he had the ball. And
this is hit foul and out of play as Alex Hall comes to the plate.
Yeah, rushed the transfer to his hand, and unfortunately didn't come up with it there.
Hall 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He was caught looking as well. Fastball down and away, and throw to third will not be in time as Miller tries to get Orozco at third. Orozco will pick up a stolen base. And both runners will advance. Pitch in for a strike. Hall in a 1-2 count. 1-2. This is a curveball. It's popped up into foul territory. Oscar Salazar over makes the catch, and that will do it for Mr. Hall.
Again, great communication there. Lots of folks at home, you're not really able to hear that, but multiple people letting Oscar know he had plenty of room there. Fence was not going to come into play. It just helps sets that defender's mind at ease when he knows he's not battling with a fence, you know, that he's going to run over when he can make that play.
John Nutt will stand in. He takes for ball 1, and I tell you what, I don't know where that one missed. Mr. Leppa missed over the plate. That's his simple explanation for it. It looked like he got that outside corner for me. But as typical, I sometimes defer to Mr. Leppa. Fastball up and in for ball 2. 2-0 the count. 2 on, 2 out. Wow.
And another one.
My goodness. What you would think would be strike 2 ends up being ball 3. 3-0 the count to Nutt. Fastball right down the middle.
You know, and then you're forced to do that.
Right.
You know, and if Coach Creek was willing to turn him loose.
A 3-1. This is cut on and hit out toward right. Zach Alvarez will camp underneath it, make the catch, and that will do it for the Tigers. The Raiders get away from the threat and leave 2 stranded here for the Tigers. They get no runs on 1 hit. They leave 2, and on to the bottom we go. Raiders leading 5-0 over the Stony Point Tigers. Due up for the Raiders in their half of the 4th. Rainer Heinrich, Oscar Salazar, and Mikey Caputo.
Yeah, we'll see if there's any changes that are made here. You know, within the lineup. This is around that time frame where Coach Krimpine will come in and start making some possible offensive, even though you may not make the defensive change, but he'll come in with an offensive mix-up and get a couple different guys in there and get them some at-bats.
What a gorgeous, gorgeous day.
That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And of course, we don't have the flags out there. I just noticed that in center field
Right.
to really get a feel for what this wind's doing. I don't know if it's died or if it's still out there. I'm trying to watch the
Now
tops
the
of the
tree,
trees.
you look at the trees over there in left center, you can see them moving. So we definitely got a good breeze blowing through.
Well, just look down at the hairs of the moms, right?
Yeah,
and some dad
there you go.
and some kids, young men down there with the bringing back the mullets. It looks like.
Right. Or you can check that guy's shirt blowing over there in the wind, just standing up on that deck.
Michael, did you ever have the mullet craze back in the day?
I did not. I was not a fan of the mullet,
Mhm.
and I never wanted it.
I think you could pull it off.
Business in the front,
Party in the back.
Really kind of made famous by Billy Ray Cyrus. But then again, you have an argument for Oklahoma State's head coach.
Oh,
He has sported a mullet ever since I've known him. I'm trying to remember his last name. His first name's Mike, but I can't remember his last name for some reason right now. Lawrence Lara back on the mound to pitch the fourth, and he will face Rainer Heinrich for the third time tonight. One and 0 the count to Heinrich.
Yep.
1-0 delivery, swing and a miss for strike one.
yeah, Lawrence Lara comes in to start the fourth with 70 pitch count on the day.
If you recall, Rainer was at the plate back in the third, but when Crow was caught stealing, that allowed him to come back and lead off this fourth inning. 2-1 the count to Heinrich. Oscar Salazar on deck. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball in for strike two.
I don't know that he was really wanting that pitch. Rainer wasn't. I don't know that he'll let that pass him by again, though.
He just didn't feel it, right?
Right.
The 2-2. He check swings and holds up
And that's that
for ball three. And
that's that height, right?
Yeah.
You know, again, we've got a shorter guy than Crow and Walsh, and he gets the ball call for sure on that.
full count. Payoff pitch. This is hit up the middle. Landaverde has it. The throw to first is in time, and that will do it for Heinrich in the fourth. 6-3 on the putout of Heinrich.
Tell you what, he gave it a go, Michael. He was very close to being able to pull that out, even though the shortstop has a really good arm over there and was able to get him by half a step. Was a lot closer than what it probably thought that shortstop thought it was going to be whenever he came up with that ball.
Right. Caputo on deck. One out with nobody on here in the bottom of the fourth. Lara deals to Salazar, an off-speed pitch down the middle for a strike. There's a big hanging meatball right there. Salazar might wish he had that one back. The 0-1, a breaking ball stays high for ball one. That will even it up.
Yeah, unfortunately, the pitcher's always having to deal with that hat coming off on a windy day like today every time he's having to pick it up after each pitch.
1-1, a swing and a miss. He goes back to that changeup for strike two. 1 ball, 2 strike count to Oscar Salazar. A swing and a miss for strike three. And Salazar will head back to the dugout. That will bring up Mr. Caputo. Caputo is 1 for 2. He has doubled and hit into a fielder's choice. 1-0 the count to Mikey. Zach Alvarez on deck. He takes for ball 2. Pitch outside on the corner. Just misses the corner, let's see.
Starting to struggle a little bit here finding it after really doing well.
A 2-0. That's Mrs. Lowe.
There it is.
Ball 3.
Just a little inconsistency, right? I mean, he goes in and everything seems to be working great for the last 2 batters, and then now he's maybe pushing a little bit.
A 3-0 pitch. That gets the outside corner for a strike. As he came with the fastball. (3-1). This is popped up foul and out of play, and that will take the count full.
And just like that, 3 straight balls and right
2
to
straight
full.
strikes, right?
Exactly.
Payoff pitch coming up. Lara has signed. Well, he doesn't. He shakes it off. He wants another one, and Caputo is going to step out. Payoff pitch. This is hit down to third. The throw will not be in time, and Caputo with a single.
Definitely. No doubt on that one. I mean, he was well enough. Third baseman did what he could. He played the hop. I mean, shy of him charging that ball, which was a hard one to really read. I mean, it was hit hard enough that he had to play it back, and Caputo just fast enough.
Nutt fielded that right on the edge of the infield to the outfield. First pitch to Alvarez in for a called strike. 1 on with 2 outs. Colin Correjo on deck. That's going to
Don't do it.
get away from Orozco, but not far enough for Caputo to take off to second.
He popped up like he was wanting to take off, and he thought twice about it. I think he had Crimpine in his head there. What would I have to listen to if I take off and get called out at second?
The 0-1, a swing and a miss for strike 2. Well, Coach will be the first to tell you he loves aggressive base running.
Smart, aggressive,
Yeah,
base running. Fine line there, fine line.
Well, he likes to see the kids taking chances, and he will own it if he gets the kid thrown out.
Gotta love it.
Alvarez caught looking on a high breaking ball.
I don't know.
We're out number 3.
I don't know what he thought was wrong with that one, unfortunately.
That's the 3rd strikeout of the afternoon for Lara. Raiders get no runs on 1 hit. They leave 1, and after 4 complete, it's 5-0. Raiders, and we do have a pitching change. Landon Miller will come on in relief of Colin Correjo. So this is nice. We get an opportunity to see Landon Miller.
And interesting enough, looks like Colin and Colby almost identical in pitch count, 28 versus 29. And we had 20 strikes for Colin Correjo and 19 for Colby. So, I mean, really just right there. Very effective.
We do have a change, a defensive change. Correjo will move over to first. And Oscar Salazar has exited the game. Nathan's still behind the plate. So the only defensive changes are Landon Miller and Correjo to first. So Miller pitching to Miller, and these two are not related to each other. So we get a little treat on the afternoon, getting to see Landon Miller pitch for the first time here on SHN Sports.
That a little change for Colin to be back over at first. I mean, something that we would have thought early in the season that we would have seen him there, but he does such an effective job in right field.
Right.
And then obviously at the off the bump like he did today, it's good to see him over there. I think naturally he was there a lot early in his career, if you would put it that way, just because of his height.
Julian Cohen will step in. He will take for strike one.
Definitely makes for a big target over there at first.
Wait a minute.
Even though we had the ball there for Landon, he definitely got ahead of the batter right off the bat, right there with the first pitch strike.
The 1-1, and that hits him on the head.
That one got away from him a little bit there.
Yep. Ain't that the truth? If you go back and you look at the old baseball photographs back when they didn't have batting helmets and you just had the regular ball cap.
Now adding right fielder.
Like, man, some things were hazardous. It's like looking at the old hockey photos, right?
What pads,
They
right?
didn't have no helmets and all the missing teeth and everything else. Of course, you always think of slap shot, right? Or at least I do. And I think of that. Throw to first. Thank goodness Colin Correjo stands, 6'3" or taller?
6'4".
6'4".
That's not saying much, Mr. Alepa. Just saying. I mean, I'm tall compared to you. That's bad. Oh, yeah. I got you, baby.
Musher takes for ball one, 1-0 the count. Strike. Fastball down the middle for strike. 1-1 count.
I'll catch you by half a minute.
Woo! A little bit of nasty hook on it, but misses outside for ball two.
I don't know if he was going to call that outside or low, man. That caught a lot of the plate.
Sure had a lot of bend. It was pretty, to say the least.
Yeah, you're talking about progression of the helmets. How about the gloves,
Oh, yeah. Throw down to second will not be in time, and Cohen will pick up a stolen base.
Got away with one there. He could have easily stretched that to a second stolen base with the ball getting past.
That's what you get with guys who don't play the positions regularly. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike, and that will even that'll work it into a full count. So Miller would have played up on that, seeing the ball being thrown to the second base. Pitch hit out of play, and Mutcher will stay alive. 1 on with no outs here in the top of the fifth. So, but that just comes with experience.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Oh.
And Mr. Mutcher will take a seat as he gets caught looking for out number one.
Back to the top of the lineup.
Another interesting call there. Low in the zone, but obviously Ump felt he got enough of it to ring him up.
That is the 8th Tiger struck out by Raider pitching this afternoon. From the stretch, breaking ball in for strike, and you couldn't paint it any prettier than he just did.
Yeah, one thing I'm noticing, Michael, is I know Coach Crimpine, after a couple of games ago, had a nice long discussion with all of his hurlers, making sure that they weren't throwing so many balls and walking so many guys. And these last 2 games have definitely proven that I think Coach got his point across.
That pitch fouled off for strike 2, and we do have some activity in the Raider bullpen. Jack Knight getting loose. Nothing at 2. The pitch, a breaking ball, cut on and missed for strike 3. And take a seat, Mr. Leschuk.
Shortstop, number 29, Anthony Landaverdi.
Anthony Landaverdi will come to the plate. He's 1 for 2. He is singled and grounded to short. Miller comes set. Takes a long look, and Landaverdi will call time.
Yeah, the long look definitely affected the batter there, calling for the time.
Well, the Raiders have definitely called time several times.
Oh, yeah.
With Laura, this is fouled off for a strike. Interesting how they're seeing this come out of Miller's hand, and they're swinging at some kind of garbage pitches.
Yeah, it's a little deceptive speed there. A lot of movement from him makes it look like it's going to be a fastball. And then sure enough, they're out ahead of it and just try to get a piece of it to foul it off.
The 0-1, a breaking ball. Wow, not sure where that one missed. Mr. Alepa. That drew an oh my from Mr. Alepa. So, no snarky remarks like it wasn't over the plate.
No.
Breaking ball sails outside, and Landaverdi thought about it for a moment.
He did. He was
The 2-1 pitch. Fastball stays high for ball 3.
Yeah, just like, obviously the batter's calling time. You love to see a pitcher control the game. But the batters can do the same thing.
Fastball down and away for ball 4.
Now batting first base, number 15, Cedric Rouse.
And Miller has given up 2 free passes in this inning. One he actually charged for.
Yeah.
As Cohen took one on the helmet. Roscoe will take for a ball.
Yeah, it almost looked like the ump thought twice about it there. He did a little pause and goes, yeah, that definitely was a little inside to go ahead and give that a strike.
The 1-0. This is a fastball hit out to left center, and this is going to go to the fence. This will score 2. And Roscoe with a 2-run double. And those 2 free passes have just come back to bite Landon Miller.
Yeah, I was going to say earlier, let's see how he can respond to getting 2 guys on with the 2 outs, and can he go after the batter and still throw effectively? And unfortunately, he put that one right over the top, and Orozco sent it for a ride all the way to the fence.
Lara will take for a strike.
I was telling your mom that I talked about the weekend.
That pitch misses for a ball, and that will even things up.
Yeah, you like to see a first pitch strike, though, after giving up the hit like that.
Strike on the outside corner for strike 2, and Lara down in the count, 1-2.
Got some disco lights going on out there on our scoreboard.
Breaking ball fouled off as Lara just gets a piece of it. Spoiled a very good pitch right there.
So my best friend's birthday is 31st, so we're taking dinner on the bowl.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a drop third strike. Nobody's occupying first. The throw down to first in time. It'll be a punch out 2-3 on the drop third strike for out number 3. And that will do it for the Tiger fifth. They get 2 runs on 1 hit. They leave 1. And after 4.5, it's 5-2 Rouse.
And we have a new pitcher, which would be Brandon Creek.
Brandon Creek. Well, we know who he is. All right, so we don't need that. Let me write it in. Number 2, Brandon Creek.
And Lawrence Lara finishes with 88 pitches on the game. 51 for total strikes.
Due up for the Raiders in the 5th. Correjo, Sparshu, and Miller.
We got a little old ball game playing here for everybody. Of course, I don't know who was singing it. Sound like some kindergartners.
So I'm not sure about any other defensive changes for the Tigers. I think everybody's still in their spots. Don't see that Lara moved over anywhere.
No, he traditionally will play corners if he's out there defensively, but I think after 88 pitches, coach is probably good to let him sit down the rest of the game. Colin getting his first opportunity at the plate today.
Correjo takes for a strike. Sparshu on deck. Breaking ball in for a strike. That's the first time he's given that low breaking ball.
Yeah, and you always hope that he understands where it crosses the plate and gives that to both sides.
0-2, that's outside for a ball. And the count goes 1-2.
We're testing the borders of the umpire there.
Creek winds and deals. This is cut on. A chopper is short, and it's over the glove of Landiverde and into left field. That's just a bad hop as it goes over his glove.
The joys of playing natural field, not getting the true hops of a.
We're gonna award the hit. He was deep in the hole to play it, but just took a bad hop.
Yeah, which, if I'm not mistaken, Stony Point's field is all natural as well. So you'd hope that they square up on those.
So we have a courtesy runner. Well, no, he's running for himself now. This could be trouble. This could be a double play. It will not be, as Sparshu hits into the fielder's choice. And that will go 6-4 on the putout of Correjo.
We do have, looks like Hottie at the plate for the Rouse Raiders.
Hottie will be
Ashton Hottie
for Miller. And that's number 13.
He may also enter defensively, possibly, because he is another catcher for the Raiders.
Miller with the stand-up double his last time up. Caden Crow on deck.
Little pause here to get umpires to get all the substitutions entered.
Carson Voigt may be running. No, that's Sparsh.
No, that's still Sparshy. Now he can.
Pitch misses for a ball.
Yeah, he does well for himself on the base path. He's definitely not slow.
Creek from the stretch. Sparshoe extends his lead at first. And that will hit him and the umpire.
Time to walk it off. Oh, that got him. Yeah, that missed the pads, unfortunately. That got him almost right on the above the hip, it looks like.
Hottie will be hit by a pitch. And the umpire. And you remember just a couple of nights or a few nights ago at Glen, the umpire behind the plate got hit on the hand.
He got hit right on the wrist. I'll tell you what, that took him to his knees. I mean, that was not a pretty sight at all. But, he shook it off and got a little quick rap from the 8 of the trainers for Rouse, and he was back out there to do the job. Awesome.
Thanks.
Calling for the ice pack, possibly.
Training staff coming out, and I don't see Miss Fink. Usually she's Johnny on the spot. Maybe she's attending to the softball. And softball looked like they may be done.
Yep, I definitely see some making their way over here in the stands right now. Michael, we've got a group of the Lady Rouse softball team.
They're having a good season.
Unbelievable season. They had senior night last night. Very victorious. I believe it was a shutout they had last night in that game. We were almost completely successful in all facets. We had JV 1 and 2, varsity, men's or boys, whichever you want to say, soccer in their playoff. They won. Softball won. Girls softball, the only miss there was the girls soccer team. Didn't come away with the win.
He's saying, hey, do a better job of blocking that. Don't let me get hit.
Yeah,
You're supposed to protect me.
A little discussion with the catcher there. I think that was more of a, hey, not your fault, buddy. Not your fault. That was
like, hey, Les Chuck, you got to step it up. And he's like, no, it's not. I'm just kidding. It's not your fault. It's all on me, Bubba. Caden Crow will dig in. He is hit into a fielder's choice and grounded back to the pitcher. First pitch in for a strike. Runners at first and second for the Raiders. He'll take for ball 1, and that will even things up.
one of those insides that seems to be going either way. I think that definitely was high on that pitch.
Creek from the stretch, the 1-1 pitch. This is cut on, and a Texas leaguer hit out to right. And that dropped. And it's going to be a force out at second. And that will go 9-3 on the put out of Hottie.
That's just one of those unfortunate situations. We see it all the time. The runner at first is just caught in no man's land. He's got to go halfway, but it's such a shallow ball to right field that if he goes halfway and the catch is made and the right fielder is able to stay on his feet, he could get thrown out going back to first.
So Crow's, what would be a single, dropped into a fielder's choice. Curveball misses for ball 1. Sam Walsh. Walsh is 1 for 1. He has a triple and a walk. Runners at first and second. First and third. throw not in time as Creek steps off and
did the little fake out trying to act like he's going to go to throw to third, and he actually did it the play before that with no success, and that time it was really close.
balk. He did not come set. And Crow will advance to second. And Little Shotty will score. Raiders extend their lead 6-2. And Coach Creek wants to, I guess, ask a quick question to the umpire, but that was very brief.
That's a no pitch there with the balk call.
Yeah. 1-0 the count. Breaking ball sails high to Walsh for ball number 2. Hour and 35 minutes into this contest. Rainer Heinrich on deck. The 2-0 pitch, that's outside for ball 3. There's Miss Fink. She's made it. The 3-0, that's high for ball 4. And Walsh will draw second straight 4-pitch walk.
Now batting.
He drew the 4-pitch walk back in the 3rd. Runners at first and second.
Yeah, always interesting to see when you have the batters coming in that haven't had a lot of opportunity throughout the year. How antsy are they, at
Right.
the plate, and to be able to draw 2 4-pitch walks, I mean, that's awesome.
Breaking ball misses down and low.
We've had a lot of close calls as well, and they're seeing the ball very well, which means Coach Crimpine has them all prepared, for their at-bats.
The 1-0, that's outside for ball 2. Heinrich is 2 for 3. He has singled, homered, and grounded short. The 2-0, this is in for a strike. And the count goes 2-1. The 2-1, he lays off for ball 3. Landon Miller on deck. Three and 1, the count to Heinrich. Oh my gosh.
Ooh,
He
that
called
was
a strike at the eye.
high level. Yeah, that was high level. So just what I was about to say. That's very interesting.
And the count goes full. Payoff pitch coming up. Payoff pitch. That's inside for ball 4. And Heinrich will draw the walk.
All right. Landon getting his first opportunity here.
And that will load him.
Brief visit from Coach Creek to Player Creek.
And both of them have the same name.
It's amazing how that works that way.
Interesting.
BC Senior, BC Junior.
Yeah. Well, depending if BC Senior may be BC Junior, and that may be BC 3
Third, yeah.
out there, just depending.
Actually, I know of a John Mullen, the 5th. That would be for Cedar
Miller
Park.
takes for ball 1.
So they call him Quint.
Really?
That's his nickname, but because his real name's John Mullen, but they call him Q or Quint
Right.
for 5th, the 5th.
1-0. That's outside for ball 2. And they're going to make a pitching change right quick. Had a very brief appearance for Brandon Creek. He goes 2/3 of an inning. And with the bases loaded full of Raiders, they're going to make a pitching change.
I think that brief visit from Coach Creek was, hey, I need strikes here, or I'm pulling you.
And this looks like number 18. That would be Braden Gostisha.
The bearded wonder. I'd like to take an opportunity here with the pitching change to talk a little bit about the golf tournament coming up. Obviously, those of you that are golf fanatics are hopefully watching the Dell Match Play that's here in Austin, and those that want to get a piece of their own golf can always come out and help support the Rouse Raiders baseball team. We've got a tournament coming up Thursday, March 31st. That's this coming week at Crystal Falls Golf Course. There's still time to get your team in. We're going to have a great time. We've got close to the pin long drives. Obviously, we have first, second, and third place, as well as those that just want to come out and contribute and don't necessarily play a lot. We have a last place finish as well with prizes. So that'll be interesting to have everybody come out, help support. We will have food, breakfast, and lunch. It is $150 a player. Get your team of 4 together and come out and help support the Rouse Raiders.
A little bit of fun and fellowship, and support your favorite high school baseball team. If I were a golfer, I might actually consider that.
Well, like I said, everybody can come out, Those that are interested, you can go to the website for the baseball team. There is a link there. We also have some sponsorship opportunities if you'd like to come out, not necessarily play, but like to sponsor one of our long drive close to the pin. Opportunities are there. So, definitely help support.
So come on out and support the Rouse Raider Booster Club baseball team. All this money goes to take care of batting helmets, baseballs, batting nets.
And we'd love to be able to get that money together for the new cages.
Broadcast
covered
equipment,
cages would
right?
be a big plus to have.
That's something we've always longed for here at Rouse. Landon Miller in an 0-2 count, or 2-0 count, as Braden Gostisha takes the mount. From the stretch, first pitch offering high for ball 1 as Miller lays off. He started to check his swing, was able to hold up.
Yeah, and for those of you at home, pitcher comes in mid at bat, he does inherit that count.
3-0 the count. 3-0 pitch. Slider down and away, but gets the outside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, the count does not start over because you have a new pitcher out there.
Gostisha comes set. 3-1. This is hit back up the middle. Into center field. This will score 2. And that'll be a 2 RBI single for Landon Miller. Raiders extend their lead 8-2 over the Stony Point Tigers.
Offensively picking up where we left off last night in the Eastview game.
With 2 outs. There you go. Not doing any begging today, are we, Mike? Caputo takes for a strike. Zach Alvarez on deck. 0-1, the count to Caputo. 2 on with 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Breaking ball sails high for ball 1, and that will even things up.
Well, the most in the hurry.
Gostisha picks up the sign. He checks Heinrich at second, and he comes home for ball 2, and they'll take the count 2-1.
Yeah, very similar. Caputo stayed in on that one and just moved a little bit versus pulling completely out. Maybe that's the difference between getting the strike call on that pitch like we had versus the ball.
The 2-1 delivery down and away for ball 3. And Gostisha having to work quickly to try and get in rhythm. 3-1, the count to Caputo. Heinrich extends his lead at second. The pitch home is high for ball 4. And that will load them for the Raiders.
Tell you what, can't say enough for the condition of this field. There's been a lot of time and effort. I think coaches, parents, and players. The field is, I don't know that I've ever seen it look this nice, especially after the weather that we've had between the freeze and the rain and the winds, obviously tornado possibilities that we had earlier in the week. It's unbelievable on a beautiful day, and the field is in immaculate condition.
Well, one thing I will say about Coach Cochran when he was here, he was very anal about his field. First pitch to Zach Alvarez, in for a ball, and Alvarez, the 9th batter of the inning, Coach Cochran took a lot of care of this field early on. He was up here mowing it himself. Pop up that goes out of play for strike 1.
Yeah, I think the addition, and we did hit again, supporting the team and in the golf tournament, obviously first annual. We've had a lot of other opportunities, pancake breakfast earlier in the year. That money goes back to the field, and we were able to get the cover, the halo cover or the infield cover, man, and it makes a world of difference when you're able to cover the field. Windstorms are coming and really preserve its niceness, if that's a word.
1-1 the count to Alvarez. He takes for ball 2. Correjo on deck as he started this inning off. 2-1. This is hit out to left center, and this is going to score 2 more runs, or maybe not. Yes, it will. It'll score 2. As Heinrich and Miller will come in. And the Raiders have scored 5 in this inning. Alvarez with a 2 RBI single.
And again, 2-out rallies, the calling card of the Rouse Raiders.
That will bring up Colin Correjo. Correjo singled to lead off this inning. Big hack for strike 1.
Yeah, everybody wants to get in on the action when you're having a great inning like this.
High outside fastball for ball 1. And Alvarez will pick up a stolen base. Defensive indifference.
Yep, as our friend Mr. Steve Kithill would always point out, the catcher didn't even offer at that one. He literally took it, stood up, and threw the ball right back to his pitcher.
1-1 pitch. That's inside for ball 2.
Yeah, it was
That was a pretty good looking pitch.
borderline pitch.
Borderline. So says Johnathan Kaspar. And pitch misses low for ball 3. And Gostisha struggling to find any rhythm.
Everybody playing straight up here, both infield and outfield.
The 3-1 pitch. That's outside. Oh, my God.
Ooh. Maybe there was the borderline makeup call from just a second ago because
Wow.
that was
Wow.
well in the other batter's box
Yes, it
for a
was.
lefty.
Mr. Leppa says he's speeding the game up a little bit and changes the dynamic of the at-bat now that it's a full count.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's Colin Correjo's long. He's got a long stretch. I just don't know how he'd make contact with that pitch.
The payoff pitch, that's inside and goes to the fence, and that will load them again for the Raiders. As Correjo draws the walk. Bases loaded for Little Shotty.
Big Shotty checked in last night during the game. It was nice. He was obviously watching on SHN.
And there is another mound visit, and looks like there may be another pitching change. Number 12. Okay, they're bringing number 12 in to play third base. So John Nutt will come on in relief.
Yeah, just like we had a very similar Colby to Colin Correjo pitch comparison in a positive manner, we have the reverse of that, unfortunately, for the last two pitchers for Stony Point, with Brandon Creek throwing 22 pitches, but only getting 8 strikes within that situation, as well as Gostisha going 18 pitches and 7 strikes. So hard to keep yourself in the game if you're not throwing strikes.
John Nutt, the fourth pitcher of the game for the Tigers. Number 12 will enter third and play third base, but I do not have a name for the young man. There's no name next to the number.
Hey, sounds like a good a name as any. Number
Yeah,
12.
Number 12. Shaw, I think we got some Stony Point parents out there. We can ask him what number 12 is. Dwayne Shaw. Thank you very much.
Thank you to the parents.
Dwayne Shaw will enter the game at third base for the Tigers. Don't see any other defensive changes.
Tell you what, Stony Point's got one, as a 6A team, has probably one of the most difficult districts, sharing it with Vista Ridge, who's undefeated.
In district play, they are.
Vandergrift, Round Rock, who has.
Round Rock is not doing very well.
No.
In fact, if you want to look here, let's see. There's their standings. Wait, nope. Go one more page there.
There we go. Yeah.
So there's your standings right there.
Yeah, Vista Ridge obviously 5-0 in district play, 9-7 overall. Westwood coming along strong. I think they had a little rough start to the year, but man, they've come out the last once district started at 4-1. Vandergrift right there, but again, all these guys are battling each other.
0-1 the count to Sparshoe. First pitch offering outside. I'll say second pitch offering outside for a ball, and that will even the count at 1. The 1-1 pitch from Nutt. This is
Good draw.
high towering fly ball to left center, and Alex Hall will make the catch. And that will do it for the Raiders in the 5th. And it's going to give me a little bit to tally this up.
Yeah, while we're doing that back again,
They get 5 runs on 3 hits, and they leave them loaded. And after 5 complete, it's 10-2 Rouse.
and now we have
Another
Jack Knight.
pitching change. Jack Knight will come on in relief of Landon Miller, who goes 1 inning.
And Landon goes 25 pitches, 14 strikes.
Not sure in a district contest if we're up against a time limit or not, but we are getting close to that 2-hour limit. If there is indeed a time limit. See if there's any other defensive changes. Ashton Hottie is now behind the plate. So there is that change. Number 13.
Yeah, still the same everywhere else.
And he entered behind the plate in the 6th. But he actually entered the game in the 5th.
Right. And again, I knew that we had him as one of our catchers, so he had the opportunity to.
We've got another reliever in the bullpen getting loose. Can't make him out yet.
Probably, is that Barrett? Looks like Barrett from that delivery. Again, I got to pull him away so I can't see the numbers, but Barrett Jordan.
They've got the small number on the front, so it's hard to see till they turn around. I guess so. I'm just not quite that familiar.
Delivery with Barrett is very a lot of movement in it, which is great. It keeps batters off balance.
Due up for the Tigers in the 6th. Paulson, Hall, and Nutt. But we do have a pinch hitter. Or I say pinch hitter, maybe there's a new DH, number 10, and no name. It's foul tip for a strike.
Coming in swinging. Going to make every effort to.
Zamudio, okay.
Every effort to have a quality at bat, and there it is.
Poke into right field for a leadoff single. Alex, what?
I think we got a yep from the fans there.
Alex Zamudio. Zaya Hill now batting for Alex Hall. It was Isaac what again? Isaac Hill? Oh, Isaiah Hill. Okay. 1-1 the count to Isaiah Hill. Pitch misses for ball 2.
A little low. Good breaking pitch there. Just started out a little low and finished on the dirt.
Knight comes set The throw over to first will not be in time. Swing and a miss. And the count evens up at 2. 1 on with nobody out for Hill. Knight delivers fastball in for strike 3 as Hill caught looking for out number 1. And we'll bring up the pitcher, number 27, John Nutt.
Now batting pitcher number 27, John Nutt.
Zamunda extends his lead at first. This is poked out into center, and Sam Walsh will make the catch for out number 2. That's what speed can do for you out there in that position.
Makes it look routine, doesn't it? You know, like there was zero effort, zero doubt at all. But that honestly, that ball was shallow enough that almost could have been played by a second baseman.
So Coach Harris is going to call time, and Jack Knight goes 2/3 of an inning as they're wanting to get some players in because we're bumping against a 2-hour time limit possibly. And this may ultimately be it. And this is Brandon
Barrett
Jordan.
Barrett
Okay.
Jordan. So,
and what's his number?
8.
8.
If I saw that correctly.
That's
that
Oscar
right?
Salazar.
18. Sorry. Yeah, that's what I say. If I saw that right, I did not. I saw the flash of the 8 and missed the 1, but Barrett Jordan, another senior, getting an opportunity in this game.
An opportunity to actually get in and play, and that's one thing that Coach Crimpane stressed to me yesterday. He definitely wanted to give the seniors an opportunity to get in and play.
Barrett's very effective. You know, again, like I said, I recognize even with the poll and not seeing who it was and, warming up in the bullpen, he's got a lot of movement to his delivery. I'm telling you, it's super effective. Fall ball, I don't know that there was a single hit on him, during fall ball. So it's very interesting and good to see him get in here and get a little opportunity to second entry into a game. I think he had one during the tournament play earlier in the season.
Well, he will be facing Julian Cohen. Cohen was hit by a pitch his last time up. So he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a hit by pitch. Jordan comes set. First pitch offerings in the dirt for a ball. And Zamunda, not with a whole lot of speed, is staying close to first. 1-0 the count to Cohen. Jordan deals. Fastball misses low for ball 2. Hottie gives the sign. Jordan comes set. The 2-0 delivery. That's a fastball down the middle for a strike.
There you go.
2-1 the count. Zamunda extends his lead at first. Hottie sets up over the plate. Breaking ball in for strike 2.
Pretty pitch there. Very pretty.
And the count evens up at 2. 1 on with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Raiders leading this one 10-2. Breaking ball outside in the dirt. Hottie does a good job of covering it.
Yeah, keeping it in front.
And the count goes full.
Like you said, that I think the lack of speed there kept him from really wanting to try to advance on any of these.
Payoff pitch. This is popped up and playable. Heinrich underneath it makes the catch. And that should do it. And that is going to be the ball game up against the 2-hour time limit. And the Raiders definitely take it to the Stony Point Tigers today. Number 1 team in the state in 5A, as they handled the 25-6A Stony Point Tigers. And we'll have the totals for you here in just a moment.
Yeah, no, we had Stony Point 5 hits, I believe, is what we're looking at.
I've got 10 hits
Yes.
for the Raiders. What does the game changer have it?
10 hits.
10 hits.
We're spot on there.
Our scoreboard was rather generous in issuing 13 hits. So, well, evidently, Game Changer agrees with me.
10 hits. Yeah, 10 hits. We had obviously 10 runs scored, 8 RBIs. Only 3 strikeouts against the Rouse Raiders. That's very, very well. I mean, they're really seeing the ball well when you see that kind of number.
Had a lot of patience at the plate.
6 walks, drawing 6 walks.
Raiders combined. Mr. Alepa, always appreciate you, my friend. Always good to be in the booth with you. Friday versus Cedar Park. No, it's at Cedar Park. Yes, it is. And Cedar Park's at Cedar Park. Look at the schedule, Bubba.
I'll tell you, I got it right here. Let's easy.
Want to lay some money on it? Put it on the table.
We are at Georgetown and we are at Cedar Park.
Yep. There you go, Michael. Michael says they messed the schedule up.
I think he's just a little upset that they didn't call him first to get his thoughts on.
You know, I think you're right, Johnathan.
You didn't get called first, and you're upset about
for scheduling. Yeah,
for scheduling.
you didn't get to put your input in there, so
they're supposed to give you a call.
So there you go. There you have it. So those are the final numbers.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, sort of revisiting what I talked about before, Coach was really on the guys about the walk situation. And, lo and behold, the 5 pitchers for us, we only gave up 1 walk.
And that's good. We had a hit batter. That was Julian Cohen.
Yeah, 1 walk, 11 strikeouts.
And a combined 5-pitcher appearance for the Raiders. Colby Diaz goes 2. Colin Craho goes 2. Landon Miller goes 1. And Jack Knight and Barrett Jordan share the 6. Jack Knight goes 2/3. Barrett Jordan picks up a 1/3. So, and that is a platoon win right there. I don't know that you could give it to anyone. Colby Diaz had the lead when he exited the game.
Yeah, so even though 2 innings pitched, he gets to take home the W.
So there you go. As last night we were debating who gets the W. Blake Gonzalez pitched 3. Mikey Caputo pitched 4. But Gonzalez had the lead when he exited the game.
Had the lead when he exited. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what the official ruling is on that, if the amount of innings faced contributes to that call or not.
Don't know. I'd have to ask Coach Crimping. We said last night we'd have to leave that up to the coaches for that. But some great Saturday afternoon baseball here at Rouse. Tuesday night, a big district showdown with the Georgetown Eagles at their place. That game will be live here on SHN Sports. Steve Kidhill will be back with me. That will be a game start first pitch of 7 o'clock. We will have pregame at 6:45. And we will see y'all then. The happy final here at Raider Field this afternoon, 10-2, Rouse over Stony Point. So for Johnathan Kaspar, I'm Michael Francis. Thank you for tuning in and watching Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon. Thanks for coming out.